So guys, so here now want to draft out the pattern for the bag that you're seeing on the screen of the video. That's the live video. So welcome to my channel today. My name is Miss Kene Shuma Ogoaju, and we want to draft out the pattern for the bag. If you, in case you want to learn how to draft out that pattern, just come forward and stay tuned. Let's go ahead together with you. Okay, now that bag have the smaller and the big one. So the one we're going to do today is the smaller one. We're not going to make it to be more big, and we're not still also to make it to be more small. You know, so it will be at the middle. The small and the big, it will be at the middle. If you want to make the bag to be more big, you make it to be 10. It will be 10, or it will be 11. It makes it bigger. But for the one we want to do today, we're going to draft out the smaller one. That's the measurement we're going to use today will be 9 inch. Okay, so let's use 9 inch. So we'll start with the 9 inch. That's the length of the bag. The length and the width will be 9 inch. Remember that this bag we're doing today, it will have the flap, the back side, and the upper base will be the zem. Well, I'm not going to cut it. If you see the picture on the screen, you notice what I'm saying. Three of them will be at the zem pattern, and then I will now cut out the front part for the back. The back side, any length and the width of the back side of the bag will be equal to the front side of the bag. So let's go ahead. Remember the measurement I'm using here. Okay, just see here now, this place is rough. So to avoid this rough place for your bag, sometimes we do also do our line where we'll start. So I will rule it here now. I want to start from here. Okay. So this is the line that I will start from. Okay. The measurement I'm using here is 9. Remember, I'm using 9 inch here for the measurement that I will use here. Okay, now for the back side of the bag, the measurement I'm going to use here will be 7 inch. You know, I said that the bag will not be that kind big and that kind small. As me, I want to do the smallest size of this bag, I will be using 6 or 5.5 inch. But this one now, I will be using 7 inch. Okay. That's 7 by 9 inch. So this is 7 by 9 inch. Remember, this is our line. Please, anytime you finish drawing your line, make sure you shake it again to make sure that they are equal. Look at it. This is 7 inch. Okay. This is 7 inch. Make sure you cross check again, because sometimes you might make a mistake. Okay, coming at this point now, you can see that the 7 here is not that kind. It gives like 0.1 inch here. So I need to redraw here again. That's why I say you need to cross check. Okay, then on the upper flap of the bag, the measurement I will use will be 2 inch. So for the so coming here now, the measurement for the upper base will be 2 inch by 9.5 inch. So this one is 2 inch, and this one is 7 by 9 inch, and this is 2 by 9 inch. This is called the upper base of the bag. Okay, then coming to the flap of the bag, it depends on the way you want your flap to be. Do you want to be too long? Do you want it to be too small? So here the flap I'll be using a Remember, the handle of the bag is on the flap of the bag. That's what you will check first. And any handle you put in on the bag, you use like 2 inch from the front or the back. You use like 2 inch here, and you also use like 2 inch here. So you first of all calculate where the flap will be, because the flap is on the cover of the bag. That's the flap. The handle, sorry, because the handle is on the flap of the bag, you need to check. If you use like 3 inch, will the handle enter? Because the handle will be this way. The handle will be this way, and it will come here. Before you add the rectangular or the square ring here, you first check from here to here. You give 2 inch first, then you measure and go down again. So let's take now, this is 2 inch where the handle will start, or you can use 1.5 inch. Remember, you can use 2 inch on the handle where this is where the handle will start, or you can use 1.5 inch. Okay, because the handle will start from this 2 inch, I also add extra 2.5 inch. So the flap of the bag will be 4.5 inch now. So I will measure 4.5 inch here, and I will also come here and I will measure 4.5 inch. Then I will come here and I will measure 9 inch. Then I'll use my ruler and roots. So this is the back side of the bag, and this is the upper base, and this is the flap. Remember, the flap is equal. You do not do something like, assuming you want to give a shape or a design on your flap, you can make here, you can measure, sorry, I will use ruler now. You can use your tape or your ruler, but sometimes the measurement of the ruler is 0.1 inch more than the measurement of the tape sometimes, and some will be equal and some will be more than that, but this one now is equal. On the longer ruler, that is this one, I have checked, is more than just 0.1 inch. Then here I can make my design. If it does not have that flap, I will make my design here, adding here to the 3 inch. Then I will come here now. I will now draw a straight line here. And you see, I will now cut out this one. This is another shape for a flap of the back. And in fact, anyone you want, you can even curve it from here now. You curve it this way. You cut out this side. This is another flap of a handle, another design of a flap. But because it will carry handle, I don't need to do all these things. The next thing I need to do now is to get a cover of a soft drink. That's this cover. I will now come here. Remember, I'm not giving any design on the flap because the handle of the bag will be on top of this flap. So what I will do now, I will now use this one. I will now use this cover and the shape here. Are you see? Then I will do the same thing here. Now I'm not seeing this side very well. Okay, so this is it now. Yeah. Then the next thing, assuming I'm using here, I will curve here. Assuming I'm using here, I will curve here, and I will also curve here very well. You get? Because I like my bag to be curved. Then coming here now, after curving it this way, I will not leave it this way. I will now use my ruler and measure 0.5 inch. That is here. I will measure here. This is 0.5 inch. I will come here also. I will measure 0.5 inch here. This is the way I will curve. I will cut only here. I will not reach this side. Now here I will cut. Then the same thing applies to this side. I will now measure it here, 0.5 inch, and I will come here and I will also measure 0.5 inch. Then I will curve it also here. This is where I will stop. Then coming to the back side of the bag here, I'll also do the same thing here. I will now curve it here also. I'll still use ruler and measure it to get 0.5 inch. Then I'll cut this side also here. Then I will measure 0.5 inch here. This is 0.5 an inch. And I will come here and I will measure 0.5 an inch here. So this is where I will cut. Then I will measure 0.5 an inch here also. Then coming here, I will also measure 0.5 an inch here. So this is where I will cut. To make sure that all of them are equal. Then after this one now, the next thing I need to do, I will now also measure the front side for the back. I will also rule here to make sure they are equal. That's the starting point of the back. Okay, then I will measure 9 inch here. Okay, then I will come here and I will also measure 7 inch. Remember, after all this, I will still cross-check all of them to make sure that I'm getting all of them accurately. So this is it now. Then I will now use my ruler and rule it here. So this is the 7 inch for the front of the back. I will now check also the 7 here. The 7 here. I will check this one. Okay, it's 5.5 an inch. Then I will check this. It's 2. Please make sure you cross check to avoid mistake. Now, yeah, this is 2. Okay. On this side, I need to curve out the down base. The down base need to be curved. The down base of the front of the back needs to be curved. Okay. And it needs to be measured. I'll measure it to make sure they are equal here. Okay. So this is the place I will cut. Only here. Can you see? Then I will do the same thing here again. I will now cover it this way also. Okay. So this is the remember, this is 7 by 9. This is 4.5 by 9. This is 2 by 9. This is the 7 by 9. This is the back. This is the upper base. This is the flap. And this is the front. So remaining the side, for the side of the back. For the side of the bag, I don't usually use this cardboard to cut the flap, the side of the bag, because this is thick. Joining it with the this cardboard again, it might be thicker. It might not go well on the machine, and the bag will be so heavy. So I usually use a chipboard on the side of the bag. I usually use the chipboard. This is the cardboard, and let me show you the chipboard I have here. And this is the chipboard. So this is the chipboard. So what I will cut now is the side of the bag. Okay, so I will use the chipboard to cut it. Then after I will now cut all of them together. So let me rule the line where I will start from. I don't want to waste the chipboard because the chipboard is too small. And I have just only this one that I have now. Okay, so that's why I'm just managing it this way. Okay. So this is where I will start. I'll start from here. Okay, let me just put it straight so that you'll be seeing what I'm saying. This is where I will start. I'll start from here to make the side of the bag. Okay. We are going to, the side of the bag depends on the base, the down base of any bag. The side of the bag, because the side will enter inside small, it depends on the base side of the bag. Are you getting what I'm saying? The side of the bag depends on the base side of the bag, because we want this bag to be like a Chanel bag. Okay, what I'm going to do now, okay, sorry, this bag now, the side of the bag now, let's see it now. Okay, coming to this side of this bag, I will assume that the base I will use will be 4-inch. The base I will use will be 4-inch. Then the side of the bag will also be 4-inch. But I will show you other things that I need to do here to make it to be equal. So what I will do now, first of all, I will now use cm here. I will use cm and the inch. So what I will measure first, I will measure 2 cm. Just follow me so that you understand what I'm doing here. I will now measure 2 cm here. Yeah, I will measure 2 cm here. Are you see what I'm saying? Okay, coming here again, I will also measure 2 cm here. So this is 2 cm by 2 cm. Then coming to this side, I will now turn to the inch. I will measure 4 inch here. I will now measure 4 inch here. Then coming here now, I will also measure 2 cm here. And I will also come here and I will measure 2 cm here also. Then I'll use my ruler and mark. Then coming up to the height of the side of the bag, because the main body of the bag is 7, I will also measure 7 inch here. I will measure 7 inch here. Then I will also come here and I will measure 7 an inch here also. Then from the place I measure 7 inch, I will also measure from here where the 7 inch stopped here now. I will now measure 2 inch, 2 cm. Remember, here is 2 cm. I will now measure 2 cm here. Then from 2 cm, I will measure 4 cm here. Remember that, please. Then from here, I will also measure 2 cm here also. Okay, what I will use now, what I will do now, I will now use my ruler and I will mark. So just follow me. Let me join all of them together first of all, so you understand. For me, I know what I'm doing, but I will now join all of them here. Coming here now, I will now join this one and this one. Remember, from here to here is 2 cm. From here to here is 4 inch. Here is 2 cm and here is 2 cm. Here is 4 inch. The same thing here, 2 cm and 4 inch. Here is 7 inch. Then I will join this one also. So this is how it will be. Then coming from here now, I will join this one and this one. I will join this one and this one here. Then I will join this one here also. Are you see what I'm doing? Then I will now cut. After cutting, I will now use it to cut the other one. Remember, the two side will be. So coming here now, I will now cut from here. I'll cut this one inside here. Then I'll cut this one here. Then at this point, I'll cut this one. So this is the side of the back. So if I want to join it now, I will join it after adding my leather. I will join it. It will be here this way. This one will be inside. From here now, it will come in here and join this one, and this one will come in here and join this one. That's why you will see a bag. It will just let me just turn it this way now, and this one. So this one will be here, and this will come in here, and this one will come in here. So it will be two pieces. So let me cut the other one also. So I will use this one and cut the other one. It will be two pieces for the side. Then that will be off camera. Remember, this one will be two pieces. Okay. Then coming to the main body of this bag. Coming to the main body of this bag, please wash this one very well. I want to correct something here. Very important. Please, let's wash out now. There is a mistake on this one here. The mistake here is this. The base, the down base of this bag with the front and the back side, all of them will come together. This front of the back and this one, both the flap, all of them will come together. I'm not supposed to cut this one out. On that back, I'm not supposed to cut this one out. The only one that will be different is this side of the back. That's why I said there is a mistake. I've finished drawing this before I just studied the bag again, and I noticed it. It was when I'm just cutting this that I noticed what I'm telling you now. Please make the amendments here. I will correct myself, because assuming I have cutted this one, I will start afresh again. This is just a different bag altogether, not design of the bag. I don't want to teach you another one and that bag will be a different thing altogether. So there is a mistake here. So I need to measure this. If I measure the back side, I will measure the base, the down base. I will measure the next one. Then after measuring that's the front, the base and the back. From the back, I will now measure the up base and then the flap. So let me use what I will use now. I need to correct this so that I will make sure that this one is correct. I don't want to deceive you, and I will teach you this and the bag is not. It will not be good for me. So please, let's wash out now. This place here, be careful with this. This pattern I cut is different pattern from what I supposed to cut. So I want to make amendments here. Based on the flap I cut, the side I cut. Assuming I cut the side that the base will be different, it will be the same thing. But this one now, this is 7 inch. The base will be 4 inch. I need to measure out the base. I don't know whether I will start from a new sheet so that you understand what I'm saying. Let me just start from a new sheet so that I will not confuse you. So let me start from here. Okay. So we said that this one will be 9 inch. So let's measure out the 9 inch now. If you are using this, it's better for you to buy a long ruler. It's better that you buy a long ruler so that if you want to rule a line, you just do it once and for all. Sometimes this one is disturbing. It will just be joining and moving up. Sometimes you make a mistake on the adjoining line of a thing. It might not be equal. Okay, now I will now come here and I will measure 7 inch. I will measure out 7 inch here. Okay, this is with the front of the bag. Sorry about that. Okay. Then I will now measure out the base, which is 4 inch. Remember the side base for the side of the bag here. This one is 4 inch, so that's why I will measure out this one to be 4 inch also. Then after measuring here, I will come to the back side of the bag and I will also measure 7 inch for the back side of the bag. I will also measure 7 inch. So coming to the upper base, I will measure 2 inch. Okay. Then the flap, we say we'll use a 4.5 inch for the flap of the bag. So I'll measure 4.5 inch here for the flap of the bag. Okay. And I'm doing this one here. Then I will measure out 9 inch here. So from here now, I will join it together. Okay, so this is it. What I need to do now is to use my tape and check whether they are equal. Yeah, this is 7. Okay, this is 4. Okay, this is 7 this side. Okay, this is 2. Okay, this is there's more mistake here. Not that. That's why I said you need to check to make sure that they are equal. Okay, so this is it now. So I need to cut it out before I will continue. So now this is the our new measurements. I said that this place is 7 by 9 inch. This is 4. That's the mistake here. 4 by 9. This is 7 by 9. Okay. This is 2 by 9, and this is 4.5 an inch by 9 inch. So coming to this one, I will still teach you the pattern that have this one. I will still teach you the bag that have this one. Okay, so let me cut this one now. Okay. So this is it now. Now what I need to do, I need to curve only here. You can leave your bag this way. You can curve it. You can make it to be 4 corner. But coming to this bag now, if I want to do it, I'll use ruler to touch all this place very well so that okay. So what I need to do now, I will use it and bend it. So this is how it will be. This is how it will be now. I told you that this bag will not be that kind small and it will not be that kind big. Then we'll check here. We'll check here. You check here whether they are equal. And you see, if they line together, it is okay this way. And the side will come here. Remember, the side will be equal to this one. So it will come to this side here, this way. Okay. And you see, they are equal here. Okay. Then it will come here this way. and this one will come here, and this will come here. This will come here. Are you see? It will come here. I'm not using this thing to hold it. And this one will come here. The side will be this way. This one will come here. And the side of the bag also. And the flap will come in and cover it. And this will be here for the bag. Then, remember I was too cuff here. I'm teaching you how to cuff. So no need of wasting time on that again. I will cuff it off camera. But this is how the bag will be for the side. So what is remaining now is the handle of the bag, and that will be next time on our video. I will teach you how to cut out the handle of the bag. For the handle of the bag, we usually use macro. We don't use the she board or the cali board, or it might tear. So because of that, we usually use a light macro or a thick macro. That's this falling macro that we are using. That's the one we usually use on the handle of the bag. So that will be on our next video. I will teach you how to how to cut a handle, many handles, not only that one you are seeing on the video. I will teach you how to cut the triangular handle. I will teach you how to cut the circle, the curved, and that's the square and the rectangular angle for the bag. So thanks so much for watching this video. Remember, my name is Yukene Shume of Ajo, the bag making tutor. Thanks so much. I love you too. I love you so much. Thank you. Bye bye. But before I stop, I need to, guide you on some bags, how to sew, because sometimes you might sewing this, and the side of the bag might be the side of the bag might be longer this way. What will I show you now? I'm holding this camera on my hand because the side of the bag might be smaller upper than this one here. It might be smaller upper than this one this way. Are you see now? You cannot come and cut it after you have finished adding the leather and the sewing it. You cannot come and curve it here. What you need to do, you come to the downside where you have joined it together here. You come to the downside and sew it in small here. This one here now. After, I will still show you how to sew it. After sewing it, I will show you what you need to do. If the side of the bag is bigger than the bag that you are sewing, it might be bigger this way. I will show you how to do, because sometimes it needs to disturb. After cutting the measurements, and you are not a computer, you are using your hand and your ruler, you might make just add small an inch or 2.0 inch, something like that. Because of that, I will show you how to do that. Then on the side of the other bag, I will have show you what you need to cut on the side of the other bag. Can I show you now? What will I do now? Then the other side of the bag, that this bag will not be a waste for you. How will I do that now? Okay, I will show you what you need to do on this, something like this bag. I am cutting just two bags together. You're lucky to be here because I'm cutting two bags together now. So let me just first of all cut this one before I'll cut the side. This is the first one I cut, and I told you that I made a mistake. It's not the same shape of the bag. If I'm sewing it like that, it will not be on the same shape of the bag that we are seeing on the screen. So that's why I decided not to use it again. But I will now show you how the side and the down base of this one will be. After cutting it, we have finished doing all the measurements I will need on this bag. So no need of starting again to show you the measurements. Remember, the measurement I used here is the same thing on the other side, the other one. The difference between this one and the other one is that the flap, the top base on this one, and the back side of the bag, the main body of the back side comes together, except the front side for this one. But on the other one, all of them, both the back, the front, and the base and the flap, the up base, all of them comes together on that one. That's the only difference between this one and that one now. Okay, so this one comes this way. So this is the flap of the bag. And I told you we can make a design for the back. Because I will not be adding the flap on this bag. Let's make the design for this bag now, okay? So this bag will be this way. On the design I've showed you before, I'll cut it now. You see what I'm doing here? Just watch me. Oh, you have cut where it's not supposed to cut, but I'll use it that way. Don't worry about that. Though this is how this one will be, and I'll still curve here. It's just that the cover of the one I'm using just fall. Okay. So what I need to do on this flap of the bag now is to use this one and curve it also. I'll curve it here this way. Have you seen it? Have you seen how I curved it here? So this is the way I will curve it, and it will not be deep again because the curve is too sharp. So it will not be deep again, and I'll curve it this way. Okay. This is another design for the back. Okay, then this is the front side for the bag. Let me cut it also here. Okay, now after cutting it, this is how this one will be on top of it. Hope you are seeing what I'm doing here. This is how it will be. So it will come this way. Hope you are seeing me very well. It will come this way. This is the shape. This is the shape of the bag. Okay, so coming on the downside of the bag, that the base and the side of the bag, we are going to use the sheep board, not the carry board again. The carry board is for the main body of the bag, and the sheep board is for the back, the side and the base side of the bag. Okay, now let's cut out the sheep board of this bag. Let me just start from here. That is okay. So on the base of the bag, the base we are going to use will be 3.5 inch. The base we are going to use will be 3.5 inch. Okay, that's 3.5 inch for the base of the bag. Three and a half an inch by 9 inch. Remember, 3.5 inch by 9 an inch. Okay. This 3.5 inch by 9 inch for the base side of the bag. Hope you are seeing what I'm doing here. Okay. Then coming to the side of the bag, what I need to measure now, I'll add half an inch or 0.5, and remember, based on the how deep I want the bag to enter, I'll add so what I will use now is a 7 inch. Okay, so what I will use 4.5 inch here. So let's check how it will be. I'll use 4.5 inch. I will show you what I mean by 7 and 0.7 inch. I'll use a 4.5 inch here. Yeah, then I will measure out 7 inch, depend on the length of the bag. I will measure out 7 inch here. Okay, now I will now do here. Okay, then coming to the downside of this bag, remember we said that the measurement of the other one is a 3.5 inch. When I remove a 3.5 inch here, what's remaining here will be 4 inch. It will be 1 inch when I remove this. So I'll come here now. When I remove this 3.5 inch, this is 4. This, so I'll come here. I'll remove 1 inch here. Sorry, I will remove half an inch, and I'll also come here and remove half an inch. I will measure whether to check whether they are equal. This is equal now. So this is a half an inch here. I will measure out half an inch here. This is half an inch. Okay, then I will come here and I will also measure half an inch here. Okay, based on how deep I want the bag to be, did I want it to be smaller, the deeper to be small, I want it to be higher, I will make 0.7 inch here, 0.7 inch here, and I will come here and make a 0.7 inch here. Okay, then I will join it together here. So just be following me. Then I will join this one. Then I'll come here and I'll also join this. So different now, I'll cut the inner, not the side. I'll cut the inner of this one, and I will not make it to look like it's going to triangular form. So I'll cut it this way. So what I will do now, I'll cut this one here. So this is how it will be. So this one will enter here. I will join it here this way, and then I will cut another one again. And you see, I will join it here. Why sewing it now? I will join this inside here. I will sew it. Then I will come to this side. So let me cut this one too together also now. Remember, the side usually come in two. That's in pairs. So this is it now. Then coming to the base of this one, because we added 5, that's 0.5 inch here, we need to remove it here. And this and this 0.5, 0.5, and this one will be 1 inch. Remember, this will come here, it will come here this way after sewing it. So it will be this way now, you know, and this one will go down, and this one will come here also. So because there is half an inch here and there is half an inch here, and the coming here there is half an inch, I need to remove 1 inch from this one, making it to be 8 inch, because half an inch comes in. So I need to remove that one here. So I'll remove 8 inch. So this is 8 inch. I'll remove 8 inch here. Okay. So I'm just checking whether they are equal. Let me measure. See. Okay, let me check here. Okay, this is 7. Let me check here. So let me check the one that will cut. So this is how it will be for this one here. So this one will come here this way, and the side will come here. The side will come here. I will still curve here. I'll still curve here. About that one will be off camera here. I need to bring my school children back from school. So thanks so much for watching this video today. Till tomorrow, we're going to do another design and the handle for the bag. Okay, tomorrow what I will teach is the handle of the bag. At least 5 different types I will teach you tomorrow. So thanks so much for watching this video. Thank you so much.